Hey guys, Kris and Amerikos with another video for you. Today we're talking about nouns. What's a noun? A noun is a person, a place, or a thing. And today I'm going to tell you about 4 categories of nouns. You might be thinking, well, there's a lot of different types of nouns. How could they all fit into 4 categories? Yeah, there's different types of nouns, but today we're talking about 4. So the 4 categories that we're going to talk about are countable nouns, uncountable nouns, plural nouns, and collective nouns, or sometimes it's called group nouns. Probably the most common type of noun is a countable noun. Countable noun is, well, a noun that you can count. Duh. What does that mean? That means that you can say 1, 2, 3 of this noun. A good example of a countable noun is dog. You can say 1 dog, 2 dogs, 3 dogs. You can't do that with uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are something that is more abstract, or we use it for liquids and some other ideas. An example of an uncountable noun is water. You can't say 1 water, 2 waters, 3 waters. This has a different meaning than if you just say water. So you might be asking, what's the difference? What's the difference if I say water or 1 water? Here's the difference. When you say water, like for example, I drink water, this means that you're talking about a liquid in general, and you're not trying to count how much of this liquid you have, just water. But if you say 1 water, this means that this liquid is in a container. For example, a bottle. 1 bottle of water. Because bottle is a countable noun, you can say 1 bottle, and then you can say what liquid it is. 1 bottle of juice, 1 bottle of water, 1 bottle of Coke, 1 bottle of beer. Yeah, sometimes countable and uncountable nouns can be confusing. For example, the word fish. If you say 1 fish, then you're talking about an animal. But if you just say fish, then you're talking about food. If you go to a restaurant and you order fish, then it's clear that you want food, fish that you eat at a restaurant. But if you say 1 fish, you're talking about an animal. So you shouldn't say that at a restaurant. It would be kind of strange if you went to a restaurant and you said, I'd like 1 fish. They would bring you 1 fish on a plate and it would probably be alive. That's not what you want at a restaurant, probably. Any type of meat works the same way. For example, chicken. You go to the restaurant and you order chicken. I'd like some chicken, some beef, but if you ordered 1 chicken, then they would come out with a whole chicken, a live animal. That's not what you want. The word hare is uncountable. 1 hare, 2 hares, yeah, that's countable, but usually we use the word hare as an uncountable noun. He has a lot of hair, not he has a lot of hairs. Think about the idea of countable and uncountable. If you say he has a lot of hairs, it means that you see every hair and you can count them. But usually when we talk about hair, we don't say this. We say he has a lot of hair, and it means all of the hair together. Another word that a lot of people make a mistake with is the word advice. Advice is an uncountable noun in English. That means you don't say advices. You can only say advice. He gave me some useful advice. If you want to make this word a countable noun, you should use a different word. You should use the word tip. Tip and advice are basically the same thing, but tip is countable. That means you can say, he gave me some useful tips. 1 tip, 2 tips, 3 tips, but you cannot say he gave me some useful advices. That's a big mistake. Instead, you can say he gave me some useful advice. Knowledge is uncountable. We never say knowledge is. That's wrong. Another category of nouns is plural nouns. Plural nouns are nouns that are always plural and never singular. This doesn't mean that it's a countable noun. This means that it's a special category. A good example of this is glasses or jeans. You don't say, I have 1 jeans. You need to use another word to make this countable. For example, I have 1 pair of jeans. The word pair is countable, and when you put a countable word with this plural noun, then you can count it. So 1 pair of jeans, 2 pairs of jeans, not 1 jeans, 2 jeans. That's wrong. Some other examples of plural nouns are pants, shorts, trousers, scissors, but you never ask for 1 scissor. You should always ask for a pair of scissors. Nouns in the category of plural nouns usually have 2 parts. For example, shorts. You have part for one leg and part for the other leg. Shorts. And when you want to speak about them, you say one pair of shorts. Scissors. 1, 2. Glasses. 1, 2. One pair of glasses. Not one glass and two glasses. No, don't say that. One pair of glasses. 2 pairs of glasses. Another category of nouns is collective nouns or group nouns. Collective nouns or group nouns are interesting because they describe an entire group of people or a group of animals. For example, team. Now here, English gets a little more difficult because in American English, we usually use a collective noun like a singular noun. That means that we say is or it. For example, the team is winning. Think about sports. If you say USA is playing against Japan, you can say Japan is winning. That's American English. But in British English, they use collective nouns as a plural noun. So you would say Japan are winning. The team are winning. So here you can see that American English and British English are a little bit different. However, there's one exclusion to this rule. In American English, the word police is always used with are. The police are here, not the police is here. This is one exception to the rule of collective nouns. Maybe the difference between American English and British English in collective nouns is due to the fact that we think of these things differently. A team can be one collective noun, one collective idea. So the team is winning, we understand that this is one group that's winning. But in British English, the team are winning, because there are many people in the team. The team are winning, meaning all of the people in this team are winning. Another thing that a lot of people have trouble with is understanding how countable nouns can change to uncountable nouns, or how uncountable nouns can change to countable nouns. The example with water is good. Instead, let's use another word, milk. If you say, I'd like 2 milks, then of course you're talking about milk inside of a container. 2 bottles of milk, 2 milks. But if you say, I'd like some milk, then you're just talking about this liquid, and you're not saying that it's in a container. I'd like 1 million bottles of milk. Another good example of this is the word people. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking that people is an uncountable noun, but actually people is a countable noun. It just has a different plural form. So the singular form is person, 1 person, and the plural form is people, 2 people. However, in formal language, sometimes the word people is used in a plural form also, peoples. And when we use a noun that's already plural, or an uncountable noun in some cases, and we make it plural, this describes different types of this noun. For example, the waters of the Himalayas. This tells us that there are different types of water that come from the Himalayan mountains, and we want to describe the difference between these types of water. If we take the word people and make it plural again, using the word peoples, then we're talking about different types of people who live in a place. Some other examples of verbs that are often confused between countable and uncountable are news. News looks like a plural countable noun, but in fact, it's an uncountable noun. We always say, the news is. The news is on. The news is terrible. We never say 1 news or 2 news. No, that's wrong. That's a mistake. Instead, you should say news is, because news is an uncountable noun. Abstract nouns are almost always uncountable. For example, freedom or love. We say, freedom is great. Love is wonderful. We use is after these words because they're uncountable. I hope this video helped you understand differences between different types of nouns. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment down below if you have any other questions about nouns, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Until next time, Kris Amerikos.